Welcome guys, back to another ILWPOD video. It is Nasty Nate, and today I will be giving you my rebooking of John Cena's farewell tour. And why don't we just start it off 2 Raws before the Rumble, and Cena comes out there and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys the breakdown of this tour, and I have 40 dates left. Let's get it started. He is just talking and talking about how he wants to become that 17-time world heavyweight champion. He's like, I've done everything else in my career but win 17. Why not do it the only way I know how, by entering the Royal Rumble and going all the way to number 30, eliminate everybody else, go to the main event, and beat whoever. Next week on Raw, he comes out basically the same way. I have 39 dates left. I want that 17-time world championship, and the only way I know how is the Royal Rumble. But he does announce his entrant number, which will be number 22. Okay, and we go to the Royal Rumble, enters number 22. He goes all the way to number 30 by eliminating Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, eliminating some of the greats, people that he's had past troubles with in his past. But he gets to the last two entrants, him and Jey Uso. Jey Uso gets his Royal Rumble win, same exact way as it happened in real time. But in the ladder match with KO and Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship, instead of me having Cody Rhodes win, Kevin Owens will reverse that Alabama Slam and pop-up powerbomb Cody Rhodes through the ladder, climb up that ladder, and take down that championship. And next week on Raw, it's the night, 2 nights after, Cena's out there and he's upset. He's talking about how he let the fans down by not winning that championship and not being to go to WrestleMania. But he says that he will make it up to them in some way, shape, or form. 2 weeks from then, he's out there on Raw, and he's like, the next way I know how to win is going in that Elimination Chamber to face. And if I win that Elimination Chamber, I will have a main event spot in WrestleMania against Kevin Owens. And he says, I want to earn my shot. So next week on Raw, I will be facing Karrion Kross in an Elimination Chamber qualifier match to get a chance to go face Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. And Karrion Kross comes out, and he's like, Cena, you don't want this. You're washed. You're not the same John Cena hustle, loyalty, and respect anymore. You've lost the step. That's why you lost the Rumble. That's why you're not going to make it to Elimination Chamber. I'm going to beat and break you down like the little boy you are. Okay? And next week on Raw, we have Karrion Kross versus John Cena. We have a phenomenal match. All right? They're going throughout the match. There's AAs everywhere. And Cena realizes through the match that Karrion Kross isn't some normal competitor or some other scrub he would face. Karrion Kross locks in the cross jacket, and it looks like Cena's going to go to sleep, but something in Cena wakes up, kind of like Super Cena we used to see back in the day, and he gets to the rope. Karrion Kross has to let go, and Cena wins lull, basically. He pops up 2 AAs, 1, 2, 3. He's in that Elimination Chamber now. Okay, next week, we go to the chamber. It's the same as real life, all right? Cena, Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and CM Punk. It ends the exact same way and everything, okay? But at the end of that chamber, Kevin Owens comes out, and he holds his title, the Winged Eagle, mind you, not the WWE Undisputed Championship like we've seen before he beat Cody Rhodes. He's holding the Winged Eagle above his head and basically signaling to Cena that he's going to win. He's going to walk out of WrestleMania with that title. Next night, though, Kevin Owens is face-to-face with Cena, and he's just telling him, like, listen, our problems back in the day, that was rookie me. That wasn't the big KO. That was Kevin Owens fight, whatever. And now I'm better. I've surpassed you. I never left like you did. And I'm going to be honest, most of, like, what we're seeing from these people that Cena's going up against, they're telling him the same thing. You left. You became Mr. Hollywood. You're not John Cena. You're not 5 Moves of Doom. Okay, and so he just basically tells him, like, at Mania, I will defeat you. I will beat you. I will hold this title once again over your head. Next week on Raw, Kevin Owens does have a non-title match against Sami Zayn, all right? And right in the middle of that match, John Cena, his music hits. He walks down to the ring, sits at ringside, and while he's doing this, Kevin Owens is bad-mouthing John Cena. He's telling him, what are you doing here? Get out of here. This is my match. And then he basically just says, I'm going to prove to you why I'm going to beat you. He walks over to Sami Zayn, and right before he can hit a pop-up powerbomb, Sami Zayn reverses, throws him in the corner, haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. At the end of that match, John Cena gets in the ring with Kevin Owens' winged eagle and holds it above his head while he lays there and sets it back on top of him. Next week on Raw, it's the week before WrestleMania. They have a contract signing. And it's your normal contract signing with at the end. They basically have a pull apart. It's kind of like how Brock and Cena did. Cena's mouth's all bloody. It's brutal. And John Cena signs the contract. Kevin Owens signs the contract. And it's set up for WrestleMania main event. Cena versus Kevin Owens for the WWE Undisputed Championship. It's a phenomenal match. Cena comes out there with all the kids, basically signaling to everybody that it's his time. And the last time is now. And they go out there. They have a great match. Pop-up powerbomb through the announce table. John Cena's calling back to their old matches. And he AAs him. And 1, 2, close kick out, all right, and they're both out of it, all right. They're giving everything they have. The ref gets to almost a 10 count while they're both laying out. Cena gets up, Kevin Owens gets up, blow for blow, and Kevin Owens makes one mistake. He hits one stunner. He pulls him up, hits a second, and he takes too long, basically, and he goes to set him up for a pop-up powerbomb, but when he throws Cena at the ropes and he goes to throw him up, Cena basically reverses it, and another AA gets him on the top rope and hits him with that third final AA to win his 17-time world championship. The crowd goes crazy. We're getting thank you Cena chants. Never seen 17. Ric Flair comes out and hands John Cena his 17 world championship, and they celebrate. Well, it's the next week on Raw, and Cena's out there thanking the fans for giving him that motivation to come and win his 17-time world championship. And Kevin Owens interrupts. He's at the top of the stage. He never comes down to the ring, though. And he's like, yeah, you beat me. But could you beat me again? And Cena's like, I don't have to beat you again. I already proved my point. All right, I have the championship. You don't. Well, in the middle of all this, Randy Orton slithers into the ring behind Cena, turns Cena around, RKO, picks up the championship, and holds it above his head. Next week on Raw, we get Kevin Owens, John Cena, and Randy Orton in a promo battle. And they're all out there, and they're all just bad-mouthing each other. John Cena basically tells Kevin Owens that you shouldn't be a part of this anyways. You lost. You don't need to be here. And Randy Orton, he tells Randy Orton, I've beat you many times in the past. Yes, you might have stayed here, and you might have done what I haven't been doing for the past couple of years. I might be part-time Cena. I might be Hollywood. But I can still go toe-to-toe in the ring with all of you chumps. And Randy Orton, has enough of it. And he RKO's Cena. Kevin Owens stunners him. Kevin Owens stands high with the title, but Adam Pearce comes out and he's like, you know what? You guys want to keep causing mayhem on my show. You guys want each other's throats so bad. Why not at Backlash on Saturday, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and those never seen 17 John Cena in a triple threat for that championship? Well, it's Backlash, and it's an amazing, amazing match. Cena, he gets beat up most of the match. I'm going to have him get beat up most of the match. And at the ending parts of the match, Randy Orton will RKO Kevin Owens, punt kick him, but before he could get that cover, John Cena comes in, AA to Randy Orton, throws him out the ring, and 1, 2, 3 to Kevin Owens to reclaim his championship. And the next week on Raw, he's celebrating like, I just did this, I just did that. And he says that he's going to have an open challenge for his world championship, his WWE Undisputed Championship at Saturday Night's Main Event. And they're at Saturday Night's Main Event. And John Cena comes out and he's waiting, and his own music hits. And everybody's confused, and who else could come out but Ron Cena? He comes out there in the gear, he's doing all the taunts, the emotes, whatever you want to call them. He slides in the ring, throws his hat at the crowd and everything. And it's just it's like a fun match. And they go out there and basically like put on best of each other's moves. And Ron Cena almost wins off a roll-up, but it does get reversed into an AA. 1, 2, 3. Next week on Raw, it's more John Cena celebrating. He's just thanking the fans still. He can't wait to see what else this tour takes him through. And CM Punk's music hits. He comes out there. He basically is telling him, Cena, like, listen, you might be the greatest of all time, but I'm the best in the mother effing world. I've went toe-to-toe with some of the greats too, and I will defeat you, Cena, whenever it takes. And at Money in the Bank, just like in 2011, me and you will go toe-to-toe for the World Championship. Not the World Championship, but of course the WWE Undisputed. I will win that belt from you, and I will dethrone you, and I will leave with that championship out of Money in the Bank. Well, we get to Money in the Bank. Cena, Punk, they have an amazing match. Okay. And it's just like their 2011 match, but in my opinion, it would be better. Because, yeah, they might be both out of their prime, but when you put two legends in the ring like that, they're going to have a spark. They're still going to have some magic. And Cena has CM Punk on the top rope for an AA. It gets reversed into a Pepsi plunge for the 1, 2, 3. CM Punk has his title. He defeated Cena. And the Vision's music hits. Seth Rollins comes out there. Curb stomp onto the briefcase. And 1, 2, 3. Basically, Seth Rollins has now re-won his championship. And he said he was going to do to CM Punk. Never let him win. He's never going to let him hold that championship. Okay? And the next week on Raw, the Vision, CM Punk, and John Cena are out there. CM Punk's mad that Seth Rollins had to use some tactic like that to beat him. He had to wait until he was already beaten and battered after an amazing match. Cena's out there. He wants his rematch. He wants his title back. But it does lead into the Vision basically jumping both Cena and Punk and Tsunami Spear. And it gets set up for next week. We will have Punk and Cena versus the Vision, Bronson, and Braun Breaker in a tag team match. This match will end in a DQ. Alright, because Punk has Braun Breaker up for a GTS, Becky Lynch will come in and low blow Punk for a DQ finish. And the next week on SmackDown, Punk will out there having a promo battle with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch and Punk will be going at it. And Becky Lynch is like, why don't you hit me? Why don't you GTS me like you were going to do Braun Breaker? All right, if you're such a man, if you're such the best in the world, you should be able to do whatever it takes. He says, no, I'm not going to hit you, but somebody else will. AJ Lee returns and basically calls out Becky Lynch for Night of Champions, and it's set up for CM Punk and CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Winner takes all. It will for the Undisputed Championship and the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And then also on that same SmackDown, it is set up John Cena versus Braun Breaker in a dog collar match. Okay? And we get to Night of Champions. This dog collar match, it's brutal. It's one of the most brutal matches we've ever seen John Cena in. Cena's bleeding, Braun Breaker's bleeding. But in the end of this match, Braun Breaker will go for a spear, pop up AA, rolls him up for another AA. And 1, 2, 3. And at the end of the night, we have Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk and AJ Lee in a winner takes all. Punk and AJ Lee will become victorious to become the new undisputed WWE champion and the Women's Intercontinental Champion. The next week on Raw, we will have John Cena celebrating his win in that brutal match. He has bandage on his head. His ribs are a little taped up. And Bronson Reed calls him out. And he's like, you might have beat Bronson, but you might have beat Braun, but you haven't beat me. You haven't beat Bronzilla. You haven't beat the monster that is me. I will tsunami you until you throw up. I will make you bleed. I will make you cry for your daddy, Cena. And it is set up for Saturday night's main event, John Cena versus Bronson Reed. And basically this match goes like a regular Cena match, but the last tsunami, John Cena rolls out the way, reverses, picks Bronson Reed up for an AA. One AA is all it takes. 1, 2, 3. But after the match, Seth Rollins comes out there. He's angry. He's despised with John Cena. He comes out there. He beats him down with a chair. Curb stomp on the chair. And he's like, you know what? He even gets a mic and he's talking to Cena. He says, you might have beat the other 2 scrubs on this team, but you haven't beat me, the visionary, the revolutionary. And at SummerSlam, I want you in a street fight. Well, the next week on Raw, Cena versus Seth. They're out there going at a promo battle, and he agrees to the match. Cena agrees to fight Seth Rollins at SummerSlam in a street fight, but the only thing is the Vision is banned from ringside. That includes Bronson, Braun, and Becky Lynch. So they have a phenomenal street fight. I would kind of compare it to the Cody one, but they're going at it. And at the end of the match, Cena will come out victorious after an AA off a ladder through 2 tables, kind of like how he did Edge in that TLC match a long time ago. And he picks up the win, 1, 2, 3. And the next night, SmackDown, he comes out there and he's celebrating against his win. He's still a little hurt, but AJ Styles comes out. And he's like, you know what? At the beginning of this tour, when you said you had 40 and 39 dates left, you wanted to go through some of your greatest hits. Well, who's better than the phenomenal one, AJ Styles? And where's a better place to settle this? For once and for all, we are 2-2 instead of Clash in Paris. Let me beat you at Paris once and for all and show everybody who's better. They have a couple of battles on Twitter, you know what I mean? And it gets to Clash in Paris. Cena versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles comes out in the ring in the TNA gear, just like how he did at Crown Jewel. And in my opinion, I'm going to make this match one of the best matches you've ever seen, okay? Way more than just them just doing a bunch of random moves, which is still a phenomenal match, by the way, no pun intended. But they will show out all the stops. And in my match, instead of that 619 getting stopped, Cena's hitting a 619, all right? And they will go through it. And next week on Raw, after John Cena becomes victorious over AJ Styles, Raw, Cena's out there. He doesn't know what's next because he's went through some of his greatest hits. And as he's getting ready to leave, he thanks the fans for another great Raw, thanking him for letting him come there. Brock Lesnar's music hits, Brock returns, and he comes out there and he basically decimates Cena. Like, he's just destroying him. F5 here, F5 there, F5 through the announce table. And he picked up a mic and he's like, at WrestlePalooza, I will murder you, Cena. I will retire you early. And so you can't escape from me, let's have this bout in a steel cage. And it's set steel cage, Brock Lesnar versus John Cena at WrestlePalooza. And even though John Cena gets his best efforts, he's still defeated by Brock Lesnar. 5 or 6 F5s is all it takes. And it's still a phenomenal match, but Brock Lesnar will sadly beat him. He comes out the next week and he's upset because now he's let the fans down. He's been defeated. He was on this hot streak. He was winning match after match. And basically, he talks about what's next. He doesn't know where he's going to go. Crown Jewel's coming up. And he wants an opponent that he hasn't faced before, that he's never been in the ring with. Like, yes, this whole tour basically has been his greatest hits with people he's had problems with. But now, and he's faced some of the newer guys like Braun and Bronson, but he hasn't faced somebody that is truly like a good person for him to face. So he comes out the next week and he tries to continue what he was talking about last week. But the ring general, Gunther, comes out there and he's like, Cena, you talk about you want somebody you've never faced before and somebody that has enough strength to beat you that isn't Brock Lesnar. So why don't you face me at Crown Jewel, me and you, in a number 1 contender spot for the WWE Undisputed Championship, and it's a squash match. They go out there, him and Gunther, they lock up, and basically he gets picked up and powerbombed immediately. And it's another powerbomb, and it's a drop kick, a missile drop kick from the top rope, and he's just destroying Cena, chop after chop. His chest looks like raw meat, basically, and he locks him in the sleeper and puts Cena to sleep, which gets him a number 1 contender spot. We don't see Cena for a while, okay? We don't see him until a week before the next Saturday night's main event, and Cena comes out there, and he's just like, yes, I know I let you guys down. I had to take a little bit time off, and I'm back, though. And at Saturday night's main event, I will have another open challenge, just not this time for a championship. He says he wants it to be somebody new. They go out there at Saturday night's main event. Jacob Fatu music hits, and they go out there. They have a phenomenal match. But a moonsault from Jacob Fatu does not land, gets popped up with 2 AAs, and he he gets his victory back after losing back-to-back, okay? And we don't see John Cena again until the night of Survivor Series. He's in War Games. This match is Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, okay? And Triple H drafts his team. It consists of Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, John Cena, and also CM Punk, the Undisputed champion. The other side is Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, the world champion Gunther, Cody Rhodes, and they all face, and one more person, we do have Logan Paul. Alright, these 5 is 5-on-5 War Games, but at the end of the night, Cena from the top of the steel cage, AAs Jacob Fatu all the way through the tables, and they his Jey Uso pin him 1, 2, 3. He claims a victory basically at War Games. But the next week on Raw, one of his last Raws, he comes out there and he talks about his last match mostly. And he's like, I only have 3 dates left. After this, it's 2. And he thanks the fans, but he talks mostly about his last match. He doesn't know who his competitor is going to be yet. He hasn't thought about that. But he said 2 weeks from now, on the Raw before Cena's last match, he goes out there and Cena, he's like, I want anybody to come back from that locker room and I will pick you and I will pick you apart and I will win my last match. Dominic Mysterio's music hits, the Intercontinental Champion. And he's basically out there taunting Cena like, Cena, at the beginning of this, you talked about you've won everything else. And yeah, you did win your 17. You became the never seen 17. But you've never won this. And he holds up his Intercontinental Championship. And he's basically gloating at him. He's telling him that you are a Grand Slam champion. I know I'm not. But watch me dethrone you at Saturday night's main event, your last match. And I will take away the last bit of hope you have in this company, Cena. See you at Saturday night's main event for your last match. And we're there. It's his last match, John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio, Intercontinental Championship match on the line. Cena versus Dominic Mysterio is a phenomenal match. Dominic Mysterio has his close calls. Cena has his close calls. They're AAs, 619s, frog splashes. And Cena goes for that famous leg drop off the top rope. He misses, gets thrown into the ropes, 619. Frog splash, just like Eddie Guerrero. 1, 2, 3. And Cena has been defeated by Dominic Mysterio. He's out there celebrating, but he picks up John Cena and he handshakes him and gives him a hug. And he's like, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And the locker room comes out there and they're congratulating Cena, thanking Cena for the past 25 years. And the fans are thanking him, and he has a farewell goodbye, leaves his shoes in the ring, his bands on his arms, everything, kisses the mat, and he leaves. And that, guys, is my fantasy or rebooking of John Cena's farewell tour. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys next time on ILWPOD. Peace.